In life, we get to a point on the journey where we have no choice because it's the end. And if it's not dealt with now, you can't move forward. And we go on our journey and we might push things off. We might not listen to the internal shifts, but the internal shifts that we go through, the end result that we experience in life is only going to be a result of those internal shifts. And many of us are experiencing an internal shift like never before. And you might be on this message, and your family lineage might have been persecuted for years. You might be a highly sensitive person, and you could feel the children of the world. You could actually feel them in your gut. And because we're all collectively, we're all the family, the sons and daughters of God. What's coming this month, what we need to be prepared, we have to have the preparation to accept. We have to go through these changes. And at this now moment, there is no choice but to surrender. Once again, there is no choice but to surrender. And you might be called to, implement changes. We all want to live our life a certain way. And, there will just come a time where we have to address things. Otherwise, we can't move forward. No choice but to surrender and listen to the body. When you listen to your body, you're listening to God. And you're going to have to feel the truth at this time. The density that you have been holding must go. It cannot be carried any longer. And, we do hold on to physical densities in the body. And it is not an easy process to go through. In this now moment, this is the energy of water. And water is the purification. And throughout this lesson today, I'll be sharing about my journey and really understand water for this lesson. Lao Tzu said, become water. And he taught us why. And this energy that we're in is all about water. And what I have implemented in my life is about water and that flow. Honor the surrender. And when you surrender and you let go, that is the water. Our lives become rigid. And we become rigid in this world that's been it's not an easy world, so it's okay that you have become rigid. And, it has been like a sludge to move through. And then in our mind, we say we got to apply more force. We have to apply more force in order to move just any little bit forward. So it is time that we feel the truth and live in the surrender that God has put us in. And when you live in the surrender, you do the things that, you're in control of. And then you let the rest go towards God and let God handle those things behind the scenes, which is actually your subconscious. Values and standards. Values and standards are your North Star, or where you are focusing on, okay, I don't know what it's going to look like. I don't know who it's going to look like, but it's values and standards. I hope everyone is writing values and standards in the comments today. If you're new to the channel, I'm Michael. I discuss ascension, psychology, and quantum shifting. I make these lessons relevant for the everyday life people. How you doing? Do you love it already? I appreciate if you click the like button. Helps this video get out to others that need it. So, you don't have the strength in this process. And, we've been sharing, and, a lot of people across the world have been feeling very strange, and it's very weird. And it's just like the animals know before a massive event hits. That's why you are acting, and people have seen their own pets been acting strange. I had a lot of comments on my recent video when the hawk and the owl were in the tree. Did you watch that video? Check it out. It's a very powerful video. And the person was writing, yeah, the hawks by me were acting so strange and doing the same thing. Maybe you're hearing this, you say, oh yeah, I see the hawks by me doing this as well. You comment it down below. So you know your point of homeostasis, right? Your homeostasis, all right, how your body is keeping its life-maintaining condition. And then all of a sudden, there's a massive change. So if you're a conscious and aware individual, you will know that there's something going on, and you could feel the difference. And now you could look at nature. Don't look at the TV. Oh, I saw it on TV. It's got to be real. You have to start judging, right, through the natural ways. So when you listen to your body, you're listening to God. When you are observing nature, you got to listen to the signs that nature is giving you, and then you're like that, right? And then you're going to, right, be able to move like the water. It's all about the water today. And you feel it. You know what's normal for you if you're called to certain things, and you might have weakness. You might have weakness during the fast. You might have weakness during these things. So it is important to focus on a very powerful force of the universe known as abide. At this time, you want to stay with God and abide. What does abide mean? Just stay connected. You are positioned. The position is that you're close with God. There might not be no one there. There might be no help. But the job at the time is to abide. And all you have to do is just stay connected. Where do you dwell? You're dwelling with God. You're having the conversation 24/7. And during this process, when you hear your own thoughts and what you're processing, some people can't. And when you hear the voice of God, then you can move forward, and then you will have to realize, I have no choice. I have no choice at this time. And we have to let go. We have to let go of things that we've had planned, because the energy, what we're going through, right, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. I shared this in the beginning of the year, and there will be people that will go over this message, they'll ignore it, and then going into 2027, when this most important year, what is this year, ladies and gentlemen? What is this year? And this most important year of your life, people are going to waste that year. They're going to waste the year scrolling on social media. They're going to waste the year looking at fake news and all this other stuff on CNN and whatever it is else out there. And instead of that, you should be going inside. You should be birthing something in the correct. This is year one, those that are new. This is the year of the fire horse. And there is an apocalypse that's happening, which is a great revealing as God reveals the truth of you. And when the truth of you is revealed, then you can move forward in the world and you could birth your vision into the world instead of being an NPC watching mainstream media, watching fake false idols that are on social media and these fake influencers with these inflated numbers. And then you are drawn astray. You are drawn astray by these beliefs over here, okay, these channels over here, whatever it might be. At the end of the day, who are you? At the end of the day, Carl Jung says the greatest privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truthfully are. At the end of the day, we have to realize that this is the end, and you're going to feel this in your body, and you're not going to have any other choice but to whatever it is you might address. And for a lot of people, that the fasting process is a very powerful process. And when you go through the deep fasting, when you starve the flesh, and you have to leave the ego at the door, and you can't care, you can't give a you know what about what anyone else in the outer world thinks about you, because you will lose this opportunity. Right now, this is the end, and you have to realize that you have no choice, as I have done. You know, fasting ain't easy. But you'll get back to these things later. That's why, you know, I've shared to the community, those that listen regularly, ascension has to come first. I'm only here in the position that I am today because it's always ascension first and then everything else. What are we focused on the journey? And then there are different attributes which brings us to the water. You know, some days we have to be this way, and then there's other days, which is literally right now, Then there's other days I have to be a different way. Celestial Gatekeeper, thank you so much for the super chat. It is game over, baby. Thank you for that. I'm very grateful. So there is honor, and you honor the surrender at the now moment. And when you honor the surrender, it's a different frequency because there's no resistance, the resistance to flow. And we have to be the water. And if we're not the water at this time, and this lesson's about to pick up, so don't go anywhere. If you are not the water at this time, it's going to be a struggle. Stacy M, thank you so much for the super chat. You are the best. I have learned so much from you, and you keep me moving forward in my everyday life. God bless. Be happy and keep smiling, sweet. We all appreciate you. I appreciate you, Stacy M. Thank you for the super chat. I'm so grateful. We're trugging forward through this time. Lao Tzu said, be the water. And when you become the water, that is the journey of life. The stone wall, there's a stone wall. Eventually, it could stop an army, but eventually that stone wall, if the army keeps going and shoots the cannons and more cannonballs, eventually that stone wall is going to break and fall down. The sword, the strong sword, if you keep smashing it against the stone, eventually the sword is going to break. The water never gets tired. The water can never be broken. The water flows around the sword. The sword can't cut the water. The water flows around the stone, right? You throw the stone in the water, it doesn't break the water. You must become the water. And the main idea, especially in this modern society, is that rigid identity. Sometimes the actions and deeds or whatever we're doing in life is because of the identity. And sometimes we keep a rigid identity, or because of society, they want to keep you in a box, right? Nobody puts baby in the corner, right? Was that a phrase? No one keeps you in the box. No one keeps me in the box, right? So you can't have this rigid identity. And I teach the world through my world famous YouTube channel. If it's resonating, I'm so grateful if you click subscribe, because we can't show up in the world and do the same exact thing just to be held into an algorithm that is actually not for the longevity of life, right? So people could do that and live their life that way, but we cannot have rigid identity. We must be the water. And if you're not the water, you are going to be fake to yourself. And then the body, if you're not living in authenticity, the body is going to give you these ailments, and that is your soul. You cannot be in the box, and you cannot have the rigid identity. We have to be the water at this time. And when you're the water, everything begins to shift. And it's very foreign in this modern society. So, everything right now, doing a watermelon fast, watermelon cleanse, whatever you like to call it, just take a time out and just the whole digestive system, and just allowing it to be cleansed, allowing the hydration and the water, and cleaning out all the villi, and hydrating the liver, which is so important. I recently did a full video on your liver. You might be on this message and you could say, people are nasty in society. Maybe the governments were beating you down, and you held a lot of anger in your liver because that's your spiritual immune system telling you that you're being done wrong. And that's just part of the journey. But we're about to enter a new world. So these signs and say the time that we have to take a time out, address it in the natural order. So you are addressing the hydration. You're going through these things that are, it's not normal. I mean, when you look out there in the world, and you could look at social media for the most part, right? Always remember, there's everything out there. You the person that's getting this message, you're getting the information here, and then you're going to go out into the world, onto social media, and then you have to sort the things yourself. You're going to sort the real and the fake. You're going to sort the poison and the truth, whatever it is. This is a time period where if you are addressing the core issues, your magnification is going to be exponential. It's the only way that you could reach a new frequency, because everything else is not actually changing the frequency. And you're not, it's because it's not the cool thing. It's not the popular thing that everyone else is doing it. They're making commercials about it. These influencers are doing it. These famous celebrities are doing it. Let me talk to you, okay? Even going through this process, and you feel it. You feel it because everyone that is very tuned in, you're a highly sensitive person, you're feeling it at this time. So that you address it, and you listen to the body. When you listen to your body, which is the body is the tuning fork to telling you the truth, you're listening to God. That's how we listen to God, by listening to the body, not to other people. Not all the time. There are people that come in with information. That's how I learned certain things, over the course of my journey. But I'm talking about the herd, right? The herd, the hive mind. This is also known, if you're new to the channel, this is also known as pendulums. So there's not real people with real ideas in the world. They're actually part of a pendulum, and it's a collective groupthink. So you have to focus on values and standards at this time. And I appreciate everyone that's focusing their attention on this very powerful live stream right now. It's amazing to see everyone on. Hi, everybody. Okay. So when you are focused on the water, and the water is purification, water is the truthful purification all the time. And then we've held densities, the traumas, and we hold it in the midsection. And we want to purify, and we have to cut the entanglement. If you've heard of quantum entanglement, the entanglement and the ties to all the old timelines, to other people, to systems. We have a lot of ties to the systems of the world in our gut. And we have to have that purification process and go through it. And we have to find our own way. We have to find our own way. You know, really reflecting on the past couple of days, you know, people will see, you know, there's going to be, hey, there's Michael, and there he is with his watermelon, and there he is floating in salt water. And there's those people over there with whatever's in that syringe. So in our lives, and we work on our spiritual wellness on this channel. We keep our vibes high on this channel, and we make our own decisions on this channel. And, you know, certain things in life, you know, they're a cool thing to do. But sometimes, you know, we have to do what's right for us. And I've shared this, you know, over the course of time. You know, the more stuff that you hold, and I'm talking to the warriors that have been on this journey. You are going to take on a lot of damage in the solar plexus because of this world, and this stuff needs to be released from the body. Those little things out there, they ain't gonna fix your body. They ain't gonna fix your body, girl. That stuff ain't gonna get you big, bro, for the long term. So what you need to do is stay focused on what the body is calling you, and honestly, honoring the surrender. Because none of this is easy. And we want to move forward, and I, you know, you lose your strength during a fast. It's just the truth. It's just the truth here. Now, it don't mean that we have to do this forever. But in this now moment, you feel the pressure gets so, and this is what a lot of people are going through. That's why this video is important for a lot of people. You're gonna get to the place where you have no other choice but to put your full focus on it. Once again, you are going to get to this place right now where you have no other choice but to put your full focus. Otherwise, we cannot move. This is the end of that timeline, that season in your life. Yeah, Brandy's right. And the body will scream. The body will scream at you. And we don't want to numb these things. We want to lean into these things. We want to take a dive into the water, and we want to be the water. Because you're going to have to be flexible at this time. You're going to have to be not so rigid, because if you have that rigid identity, can't do it. In the upcoming years, and you've already seen this. I've seen it. Have you? Okay, we'll take Just a quick timeout a second here. Can you be the same? Can you live the same life that you did pre-2020? How you doing? Can you, I'm talking to the conscious people that are still tuned in here, can you still live the same life that you lived pre-2020? And then there are people, the NPCs, right? There's the Hilux running around and they're still doing this. And that's cool. Let them do them. I'm only talking to the people that are ascending at this time. You get me, bro? You get me, sis? Can you live the same life that you lived pre-2020? And the chat is exploding with no, you can't. I can't. You say, I could go in my time machine, right? It's in my brain. I could put myself back to where I was pre-2020. And I couldn't do it. I've implemented and I'm living so many changes right now. This is our evolutionary journey, and there are many people on the journey. A trip is planned. A journey has twists and turns. If you go on the date and the person opens the mouth and says, "What's your 5-year plan?" Get up and walk away. Okay? There is no five. Do you understand how many? Hit the like button if you resonate with that. Can you have a 5-year plan at this point? You're lucky if you could have a 5-day plan at this point. We are in quantum chaos, baby. All right? And that's how you have to be. Everything is a frequency. There ain't no 5-year plan no more, kid. The chat is blowing up right now, right? Isn't it truthful? You can't have a 5-year plan no more. Like, honestly, like even in this, we have big season. Ready? God gives us big seasons and little seasons. So even right now, there are certain things I guess I have to throw out now. And I have to reassess. Because it's not possible. In life, this is life, ladies and gentlemen. This is the truth on this channel. This is the life. We have about a 5-minute plan. And truthfully, you know, like our job is to get to the next day. And we could have visions and dreams, but again, be the water. When you become the water, you could have it, but then, right away, and maybe we could go back to it maybe later in life. We say, I want to do that. I wanted to do this summer. Now I got to do something else. Maybe I could get back to it later, right? And on my journey, that's why I'm successful, because there are things, and I thought, no, I got to do this now. Oh, wait, now I could go back to it. This is becoming the water, ladies and gentlemen. This is becoming the water. Oh, I think I'm going to do this. No, but I could do these things. Okay, I'm going to do these things over here now. But then, that was my dream. And then I'm going to go back to it later. You understand? So, in this modern era where everything is cookie cutter, it's given to you in a pill and a this and a that. This is the viral thing to do, whatever it is. Oh, I have to do it because it's the popular thing. If you have the hive mind, if you say it's the popular thing, this is what I have to do. And as spiritual warriors that are tuned into this, you can't be afraid. You can't be afraid. You got to do you. Yeah, and that's what I was called to do. And we don't do these things as spiritual warriors. We don't do things and then gaslight other people. You know, you'll see these people out there, oh, well, you have to do this every single day. What? What? Who? What? You have to take these concepts and you have to apply them with balance. And that's what we do on this channel. With balance. I know what I need to do for my body because I'm the commander. If you're not the captain of your ship and you're letting that ship, it's going to capsize. And this is how you have to be in the most pivotal year, in the most pivotal season, because as we know, this is the summer. It's a summer of assert dominance, baby. Yeah. A lot of the matrix world is backwards. A lot of people running around in the winter time. It's the fake holidays, and I got to do this and that and go to, like, that's the time to be going inside and almost like hibernation. Now is the time. And it is a little bit of a paradox, because there are this is like every summer is this is the season. But in this pivotal moment, in this moment in the history of humanity, there is a purge and you must stop. You must stop. We have to honor surrender, and do what is required. What is required to get to the next step. Sometimes we have to drop the thing that we're holding on to. Sometimes we have to drop the traumas that you had. Maybe from your family when you were younger. Maybe from the school building when you were younger. Maybe from the workplace. Maybe from a previous relationship with the covert narcissist. Whatever it is, you got to drop the baggage. You got to cleanse the body. And then we move forward. And we have to fight like warriors. We have to fight like warriors. But fighting like a warrior doesn't mean being rigid. You have to be a warrior to get in your own brain. Sometimes we have to get in our own brain and say, well, I feel a certain way, and well, this is how I really want to move forward. I have to address this first, order of operations. I have to address this first, and then I can move on to this later. Once again, I have to address this first, and then I can move on to this later. And that intensity, it is always the case, because if it doesn't get very uncomfortable, we don't want to address it. We want to run our same everyday life routine. Routines and rituals are important. That's how I have become successful. But again, then you get capped at a level. So then you have to break the routines and rituals. Then you have to tap into neuroplasticity. Then you have to build new neural pathways in the brain by doing something different. And I'm just utilizing fasting for today. Maybe that is something, right? It's not something that you normally do, and it doesn't have to be that. It has to be something that is different, that you're kind of called to do, but you're afraid to do. But this is not what I normally do. But where you're headed, if the values and the standards, okay, it's still, even though it's different, it is the values and the standards of the progress. This is not an easy time period. This is not a typical year. This is not a typical moment in the history of humanity. And who will you be? Become who you truthfully are. And not just the regurgitation, the result of the hive mind, latching onto the pendulums of society. And if you do want a quantum shift, you have to understand these pendulums, ladies and gentlemen. You could click subscribe. You got to understand the pendulums of society. And there's a lot of people out there that get caught into the fake spiritual pendulums that are out there. I'm sure there's people that I give a lot of concepts that many people are not going to discuss. Deep channel, click subscribe. You say, oh, I never heard of these pendulums before. And when you start to break down the psychology of other people that are out there, and then you see the deeper picture, and then you don't get caught into these traps, because you're going to be sitting there and you think that everyone else is concerned. concerned about you. Or you are, oh, well, if I do this, I might upset this person, or I might upset that person. And then you're still sitting there at the same level. You need to get up today, lion. You have to get up today. That's good, right? You have to get up today. And you can't care. People aren't going to understand the process that you go through. They're not going to understand, but you can't care, bro. You can't care about these things. You have to do you. You have to do what's right for you. You have to listen to your body. You have to listen to God. And when you listen very carefully, you make these decisions. Life is a series of choices that we make that reveal our content of character. There was a quote that I gave out on the front line. You should review that video. Because these choices that we make compound. You ever hear of compound interest? This is a season where that compound interest, cha-ching. Now it could be wealth and stuff, but that compound interest can be the other way. And sometimes it's just part of our life. We've all gone on a journey, and sometimes we have compound damage. Compounded traumas. And as compounded traumas have to be released from the body. And that means we gotta take a step back. Maybe we have to do the fasting, just like Jesus Christ fasted. Maybe we don't want to take that thing that everyone, all the celebrities are taking it. It's got to be a cool thing to do. What do you think about that? Let me know in the comments. Let me know. We love the comments here on our channel. And this is how you have to be. Because if you don't break the loop, it's just going to come again. And it's going to come again and again and again. And I know there's new people that are tuned in today. You're going to start to realize that when your life gets so intense, that is when you realize, oh, I'm living a loop. Oh, it's a different person, right? But it's the same energy, right? Same type of person, same type of relationship, the same type of job. I relocated, went to a different job, same type of outcome. So once you start to see that, then you have to do the inner shift. Then you have something called self-respect, okay? And then you follow the honor code. And when you do these things, then it finally changes. And you create these boundaries. And when you create these boundaries, you will go through that void process because you said you didn't want this in your life. So it is a very, it's scary to make the quantum shift. It's scary to make the quantum shift. It's not easy. Your 40-day fast is a lot, Wendy. That's a lot. But you have to listen to yourself. And how and what calls you. We're all different. And even in my journey, it's always me listening. Oh, I think I'm done with the... No, I'm not done with the... I got to go back. You understand how it works? You're always listening to yourself. And when you're constantly listening to yourself, then you have all the answers. Then it's all coming together. You have no choice at this time. And when it gets so intense, yeah, I can't eat this food. I gotta cleanse and do the watermelon or just water fast or whatever it might be. It's just an example. You have no choice. I can't do these things. I have to let it go. I have to abide. I have to abide. I have to stay connected with God, and I don't give up about anything or anyone else, because if God is for you, who can be against you? And the answer is nobody. This is what it means to abide. You have to stay connected, and this is where you dwell. And when you dwell with God and you're just chilling out with God, it doesn't matter. It's going to be taken care of. It might not be taken care of right now, but this is the process of cleansing so that it can be taken care of tomorrow. Do you understand? It's abide. Just stay connected. Stay in the game. And that's why I give great, it doesn't matter what you're here for on this channel, you're going to click subscribe today. If you're still in the game and you never did any of these things, and it takes a long time, but you're still in the game. You're still in the game. You still stay connected. You never settled for that worthless relationship. I know it's been a while, but she's still going to show up, bro. He's still going to be there for you, whatever it might be. You're still in the game because this is the game. Learn about this life. Learn about this life. And some people don't have the controller in their hand for the game. But when you abide and you're connected to God, you have the controller. You have the controller. This is where we are. But it is important that we understand that there are times in life we have no choice. We must surrender. Because if we don't do it right now, listen before I get off, if we don't do it right now, this is the end. You don't want to be left behind. Amy, Sunshine Ray, thank you so much for the super chat. Beyond grateful for you, Michael. I'm beyond grateful for you, Amy. Thank you for the super chat. I'm so grateful for the support. I'm so grateful for everyone. And let me know in the comments, are you feeling the intensity in the now moment? And if the message really resonated with you, I'm so grateful if you hit the like button and click subscribe. We have daily videos 9 a.m. Eastern time to help you become the greatest version of yourself. You could head over to the channel page. We have playlists for anything that you might be looking for. I really dive into the deep truths of the things that are happening into the world, right? And different pillars of your life. You know, these are the important things in life, you know? Like your health or your relationship or where you dwell, right? Or what your vocation is. These are the important things in life. So I'm so grateful for all of you. We also have Facebook. You can hit me up on Facebook. We have Patreon, TikTok. Utilize the hashtag OurEverydayLives. The links are in the description. Stay focused, stay empowered. I am the defender of our everyday lives. No matter what comes your way, light warriors, just keep going. I love you guys very much. Bye for now.